right. Welcome to the spoiler discussion of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Again, this is the spoiler review. So if you haven't seen the
Yeah.
movie, go watch it so we can come back and talk about it.
Yes, honey, yes. So, Farai,
Mm,
I went and watched this movie, right?
yeah.
And I could remember, you know, Shang-Chi, the animation, that we watched growing up
Hmm.
as kids. But how does he tie into the whole MCU family? I just could not put my finger on it. And I spent all night trying to figure out. And it did not come to me. So, how does he fit into the whole MCU universe?
Well, I guess like this is where we can tie into like the first end credit scene where Wong comes and takes him and is like, well, do you still have the 10 rings? And so I'm thinking that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're using that as the connection to like everybody. That signal that the 10 rings are setting out, it's gonna be somebody big. It's gotta be somebody who's huge, who is going to be something that the whole MCU has to deal with. That Captain America, that Captain Marvel, that the Hulk, uh, you know, since Wong is in there, Doctor Strange are gonna have to get together and like
Obviously.
finally deal with. So that's how I feel like they're putting it all together. And so to me, my question actually is like, what are they gonna give Aquafina? Like her character, Katie. Like she needs some sort of weapon. She needs some sort of training. She
It's
can't
a
be
bow
caught.
and arrow, obviously.
Nah,
It's
you
gonna
can't.
be
You can't
arrow.
be. You can't be using a bow and arrow. There's already Hawkeye who's got the bow and arrow. You can't be using the bow and arrow.
You people with the bow and
Nah,
arrow.
no, no. You gotta be unique. You gotta stand out for yourself. You need something.
I
She
mean,
needs
because
some
he
training.
doesn't really have any skill that I could
Exactly. I'm
pin
like
on her. So
I'm like
besides the bow and arrow that she
I'm like
mistakenly, or I don't even know how to put it. One,
so.
1 minute you don't even know how to use one, and the next you're killing this.
You've got the best aim on the
Oh
planet.
my goodness.
No, she
This
just got the
capability, this moment of adrenaline rush.
exactly,
Um,
exactly. It can make you do great feats that are pinpoint accurate shooting when it matters the most.
we'll see. We'll see.
But I'm like, so in the comics.
It had me thinking, like, really thinking a lot. Like, okay, they're talking about signaling. What exactly are they signaling?
Exactly. So my thought, because of just where they, so it's not coming from anything cosmic. It's not coming from anything they've seen on Earth. It's not anything that they've seen in the mystical arts. And this thing is supposedly like has been on the planet for like 4,000 years or something like that. To me, I'm thinking that it's tying into the Celestials movie. Sorry, into the Eternals movie, and that's something that came with the Celestials, and
Sounds like,
it's signaling the celestial being that's coming in the Eternals movie. That's kind of my thinking as it is right now, but it could wind up being uh, maybe even a signal that's signaling Kang the Conqueror, who was introduced at the end of the Loki movie, who's going to be the next really huge villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I don't know, like it's something that's interesting. I am very curious. They left me very very curious about what's
but
coming next.
do that. So you look forward to the next movie coming out. So
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, I definitely can see that it might link to Eternal, since that's the next
Hmm.
MCU coming out soon. So yeah. Um, okay. I can see it. I can see it.
But
I can see it. So what did you like about the movie?
so for me, I really liked. to me, what really stood out of all the other Marvel movies was the choreography. There hasn't been action like this that we have seen in any other Marvel movie. The action was by far the best, and it's not even a question. The high, it's it's one, and then there's everything else. Like the physicality, the intentionality in the choreography, the smoothness of the feeling of just everything about it. And the 10 rings were really, really cool. They were like super, super cool. I wanted me some 10 rings. I wanted me to like, go out and just be like, yeah, I'm just this dude right now. And so that was, they just did that really, very, very well.
Yeah, I like the way that I mean, he was wearing them like regular jewelry
Yeah,
fight, and then they rose up, his whole forearm, and I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah.
It's like they just adjusted to the situation. So
hmm
yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool. And I also like the fact that when the father was wearing them, they were a different color.
hmm
And then when Shang-Chi was wearing them, they were a different color. So I like that too. I mean, I guess it just signified the difference in the people
hmm
using them. So yeah, I thought that was really a nice added touch. So I
So
like that.
yeah, and so that's another reason why I think it might be touched to the Eternals, because the Eternals have that gold color scheme going, and when
Oh, yeah, I
he,
see
they,
that. Yeah.
he got that gold color scheme, I was just like, it's giving me all these Eternals vibes, where it's like it's
Okay. Okay. I mean, I can see it. It's possible.
yeah.
I mean, with Marvels, they always somehow interlink the
hmm
last movie with the upcoming. So I definitely can see that. Yeah, it could be them trying to link their movies together. So yeah, I can definitely see the Eternals link right there.
You
I
know,
definitely.
I because of this, I would like to see some sort of cameo in the Eternals movies if it is linked with Shang-Chi. If there's not there, like an end credit scene with Shang-Chi or something like that, where just him popping up somewhere. If he doesn't pop up in the Eternals movie, then it's probably something else. Like, but if he does, then it's like a clear cut. Like, okay, all of these things are missing. Plus, because of how old it is, the Eternals would be the only people who would really know what it is, because they've been around since the Earth was formed in the MCU anyway.
Okay. 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 Well, true. True. Definitely. Yeah. I liked the action as well. I liked how everyone worked well together. Whether there was a bad guy or
hmm
the good guys, everything just like flowed really well from the beginning of the movie to the end. So, and then the comedy, like I said earlier, Ben Kingsley, my guy, my guy.
yeah, he's a funny
His
guy. He's a funny guy.
comedy was just, I I loved it. I loved all of it. Yeah, yeah. It was a good movie. What I did not like in the end credit, Hulk looked so old. Wang looked so old. I was
Well,
like,
what do you think? Like
there's a
they
way of cutting them out already and bringing
no.
it through. Ah, I did
Well,
not like that.
he's been through a lot. Bruce
I
Banner
know,
has
but
been through a
no,
lot.
I
What do you expect?
don't want to look. Ah,
He can't look
yeah.
young. Like he's pretty
Not
much
young, not young, but
he's been
look,
through a lot. He has been through a lot.
yeah. I mean, he's been there since the beginning of the MCU almost. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's been through a lot. He was trapped in space for a while. Was trapped in the Hulk for like 3 years. I'm just saying, like, dude has been through a lot. He's just, you know, like which is also why I think we're getting the She-Hulk movie, is because they're like, hey, we need a younger Hulk in the game, because this Hulk, he's better than Bruce. His hand still hasn't healed. He's not fully at 100%. I'm just like, he's given a lot.
that leads me to I don't remember who would the She-Hulk, who the I don't remember who the She-Hulk was from the animation.
Yeah, she's supposed to be from the comics. She's supposed to be Bruce Banner's cousin. So she winds,
Hanzo.
yeah, his cousin. So she winds
Oh,
up getting becoming She-Hulk because she winds up getting fatally wounded, and Bruce Banner gives her some of her blood in order to help
oh.
her to recover, and that's how she becomes She-Hulk. And so,
But it would be cool to have a woman Hulk. Women
yeah, she's yeah, which we'll get to see her soon in her own Disney Plus series. So that should be exciting.
Yay! Yay! I'm ready. I'm ready. Come on now, bring it on with the women.
And that is another thing. Just talking about the women. The women were really all very well done in this movie. I really like the
Yes, they
sister.
were
Uh,
from the mom, the
mm-hmm,
sister, aunt, uh, just and the way they choreographed the women in the fight scenes,
mm-hmm,
it
mm-hmm.
was just awesome.
Yeah.
I really liked it. They choreographed it really well. But I guess because the choreographer and the sister got married, so he had to show his A game.
Oh, like in real life?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
in like one of the top stories today since
Oh,
Shang-Chi.
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
the
dope.
main martial arts choreographer for the movie and Shang-Chi's sister,
Yeah, yeah.
they got married. Yeah.
Okay. Ah, that's what's up. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know that at all. I'm just kind of like, okay, you know.
Yeah, so that's so cool. He had to show his A game, honey.
He did. He did though. He did. I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm also thoroughly impressed by the director as well. Like it's not just the choreography, but it's how you direct it, edit it, how you shoot it, and all of it was really just really well done. The CG was amazing. Like all the creatures
It
and stuff.
was.
I
It
like.
was.
I was just like,
You know,
it's.
it flows and you don't think about it being CG
Mm-hmm.
until now that we're talking about it. You know it's well done. You
Yeah.
know it's well. Yeah.
It was a beautiful movie. It was a really beautiful movie. From the time they go to Talo and stuff like that, and it was just a very beautiful movie, and just a
It
beauty.
was like when Mandarin first tries to get to town low and
Hmm.
then are killed, but he's like so nonchalant about it. I'm like,
Hmm.
kind of a mess. But yeah, I mean, the way that they made the forest move,
Hmm.
it was so seamlessly. It worked. It
Hmm.
just worked.
It
And
did.
then the
The
creatures
creatures
did
were
it.
cool. Yeah, and
The
that's
creatures.
yeah, that was one of the coolest things about it. So as a person who watches anime, who is a fan of like Eastern culture and stuff, so a whole lot of the creatures are just creatures from Eastern mythology. You had the nine-tailed fox, you had the lion tiger combo thing going, you had the dragons, you I
The
like
the lion mixture with I don't know. I don't even know what to call the mixture of the lion and I don't know tiger. I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
how to even explain it, but it just worked.
Hmm.
All of it was just awesome.
Yeah,
All of it.
just all super cool, like all really really cool. So it was just one of those where I'm really thinking about it, and for me, it's one of the things that has made these movies really really well. Like Shang-Chi, when I look at Shang-Chi and Black Panther, they have really done a great job of being like, we're gonna celebrate this culture and we're gonna go to things and to do things that maybe Western audiences might not have seen or might not fully understand, but we're just gonna do it anyway. And
Yeah.
that is something that is super cool, and I'm looking forward to just even being in that world and in that culture even more. I'm looking forward to seeing more of the mythology and the understanding of just kind of like more of these Eastern philosophical ideas and seeing them more on the big screen.
Yeah, I mean, they did a really good job. And then the pendants, when they were put on that dragon figurine,
Oh yeah, that was such a cool
water,
shot. The water
oh
comes out. I'm like, wow.
my God. I was like, okay, no. Oh, that was so cool. That was
Hmm.
so cool. And then the way the water fell to the ground
Right,
and
yeah.
a map, I was like, right now, okay, okay. So yeah, it was. Oh, it was cool. It was cool. They did really, really well. They did really, really well. So what didn't you like?
so what I didn't like is when they did go to Talo and stuff, things kind of started to slow down just a bit. They were doing the character development and all that, which was good, which was great, which was needed for the movie. But with as much action as there is in the beginning and as much action as there in the end, the middle really felt like there was no action at all. It was just kind of, you know,
I I loved the way they when they were trying to enter the forest to get to Tanlo.
I've
The
seen that
little
before. I've
creature
seen that
was
before, though. I've seen that before. It's just a cool driving thing.
It worked for the movie. The
It
little
did. No,
creature was
it did.
left, hard right. Stay in the pocket. Stay in the pocket.
Yeah, it worked. Yes, it worked. It definitely did work, but it wasn't especially since like what stood out about this movie was the choreography and the hand-to-hand combat that we saw throughout. A driving scene just kind of felt like,
I mean, for me, it worked because I'm like, how would he have fought a whole forest? In my mind, I thought about it, and I'm like, the car scene just worked
Mhm.
because
No, it does. It does.
you know forest, it wouldn't have really made that much sense. So
Hmm.
even though it may have slowed down the movie, I really think it just worked overall to tie the movie together. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, it did.
and even like if they had put people in there to fight with or stuff like that, that would have worked.
No, yeah, it wouldn't have and it wouldn't have been necessary. Like, why would your defenders really for the forest to be other people? Like you would have something that it 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 made sense for the world that they're building, and again, also going into the Eastern mythology and all that type of stuff. So it made sense, and it's I think it's vital. I still think like the pacing of it just kind of made it, I could have done with a shorter scene. Let's just get right to it. I
I would have gotten enough of my boy Ben. Like
actually, where was Ben when they got to the end? I barely even saw him. He had like one other scene.
a steak and dying.
Yes, that's it. That's the only thing he did after after they got to Talo. It's just he fainted on Ben. He didn't do anything else.
Oh, my boy Ben. My boy Ben. I mean, what else could he do? He don't fight.
You know,
So what else could he do but fake dying?
he is a great actor though. He is a great actor.
He brought his comedy A game for sure, for sure. Yeah, it. Mm-mm. And then Wang with
Oh yeah,
his
yeah.
body, the fight scene.
Mm. Oh, fighting, Abomination. I honestly think that is actually pretty cool, and it might even tie into the whole Spider-Man movie, because in the Spider-Man trailer he's going on vacation, right? So what if like the in his vacation he winds up running into Abomination and starts training him, to like control his powers and stuff like that. I think like that would be pretty cool too.
I mean, it's possible. Who knows? It's possible. But Spider-Man, ain't that coming up next year?
No, it's coming out this year. So we just had Shang-Chi, it'll be the Eternals, and then after the Eternals it'll be Spider-Man. No Way Home.
So Spider-Man is coming out Christmas?
Yes. The
Oh.
the 22nd or something like that.
Marvel's always has a Christmas movie, so
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So that's yeah, that will be Spider-Man. And so that's going to be exciting. And then after Spider-Man, it's the next Doctor Strange movie.
Mm.
Mm.
Lots
Yeah, it's they're just coming quick, fast,
of
and in a
movies
hurry.
for the year. Lots of movies for the
Yeah,
end of the year.
lots of movies.
I'm looking forward to oh gosh, the Clint Eastwood movie. I haven't seen him in a long time, so I'm
Oh,
looking forward to it.
okay, okay. Have I seen the trailer? Hmm, I don't know. I don't know. I know that he's coming out with the movie. I don't think I've really seen the trailer.
You haven't seen the previews? Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him. Like, Gran Torino was like a major movie for me. I still watch it every time I happen to
Come
flip
across it.
channels and I come across it. I still watch it. So I'm looking forward to what he's gonna do next. But he is such a cool actor. Such a cool actor. But anyway, back to Shang-Chi. So um Shang-Chi as the main actor, I don't know. I In my mind I thought he was gonna be this lean and buff person. And he
Lean and buff don't go together. Like you can't be lean and buff. It's either you're buff or you're
was
lean.
like not not having some COVID weight on you.
You're calling Simu fat?
I did not say he was fat. I said he had COVID weight. See, politically correct.
You just called him fat. You just
I thought I was gonna see this Bruce Lee, just
I'm like not everybody can be Thor out here, Trish. Like I'm just
who knows when he comes back if he's gonna have his abs back. Since at the end there he was just they did my baby daddy wrong. They did my baby daddy wrong. This big old stomach, like I was like, where's the H back? Like,
he was depressed. It happened. It
yeah,
happened. I'm like,
yeah. Hopefully when the Guardians come back, he's all ripped like I know my baby daddy to be.
uh,
I need to make a trip to Australia and just pull up and be like, okay, you know what? We sharing a husband. But
you're silly, Trish.
I just love me some Thor. He is one fine specimen of a man. Mm-mm. Yes, honey.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
That's my whole puss. I'm sorry. That's my whole puss.
That's funny. But Simu, I don't know. Like he works for me. I kind of need to see him more, like maybe in the second movie, as they really kind of because this was more about where he
Intro.
came from. We now need
Yeah.
to see more like okay who he is now as he comes to terms with his mom's side and his dad's side and becomes to like forge his own particular path. So I
I think he has the potential of being great depending on how they direct the next and the upcoming movies. He has the potential of being like really great in the MCU family. I loved the way they did this, and hopefully they keep the momentum.
mhm.
Because if they do him like they did like Black Widow and stuff, I don't know. I don't know. it
Yeah, honestly, like, well, he is already the best fighter in the MCU. Like, it's not even a question. It's not even a question.
I
He's,
mean, Wong is good, but he's not that good. So
like nobody, especially him with the 10 rings. Like, I don't think anybody can stand toe to toe with him right now. As far as the maybe Hulk, but that's Hulk.
what if? What if?
But like he is just so skilled in his fighting and all this type of stuff. Like,
He is.
you
I
know,
mean, he started at a very young age.
yeah, yeah. So he is just at another level. Like, I am looking forward to seeing him fight more people and just kind of show his ultimate prowess. I think like what's gonna be interesting is just kind of you know how they make that happen in the context of, because we're going to be fighting against cosmic beings, because most of the big bads are cosmic beings who are like super powered. We're not really doing hand-to-hand combat, so I wonder how they're going to really interact that and make him still be a massive player in as far as once we get to like the cosmic battles that the Avengers tend to fight.
Well, I I mean, if his rings, like from way back when, kind of like the Eternals thing, they probably work both. He just doesn't know
Understand?
it
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
And so, yeah, it will be interesting for them to show his full potential.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely will be interesting. But it's a good movie. The cast was good. I mean, it overall it was just their fight scenes. Like
Mm-hmm.
when he found his sister, and then they were
Oh
the
yeah,
bad people,
yeah.
bad
That was a
guys.
great scene.
The fight scene on the building. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, everything just worked together really well.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. But yeah, so definitely for me, it's a movie to go watch. Your 2 hours is not a waste, like some of these critics have said. It's definitely a movie that I enjoyed. Um, Having watched plenty movies. So yeah, yes, for me, my vote is yes. Definitely go watch it. Farai, what's your vote?
Oh yeah, most definitely, must see, worth watching. Would watch it again. It's definitely,
Definitely,
yeah,
because the first time you watch a movie, you
yeah, exactly,
definitely miss a few things. So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, the excitement when you watch it a second time, the excitement has kind of died down, and you're calm and collected, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, so yeah,
Exactly.
definitely I will go pay my money to watch it again. Definitely.
All right. Well,
Definitely.
until the next one.
Bye, y'all.